offering some fight commentary here?
No, she's not. She doesn't know fighting. All right.
Females aren't allowed.
Anyways, we're going to ignore Nicole, who's sitting over there. Hi, everybody. We're back again for more Fight Talk. This week, we're going over UFC Fight Night, Almeida versus Garbrandt, which will be not this weekend, but next weekend. We're going to start at the bottom of the card. We're going to be honest, we don't know a lot of these guys on here. That's not our fault. You guys need to be blaming the UFC for that because they don't push you guys. I don't know what they're doing.
Does the channel know your accolades? Know why we're qualified to talk about fighting?
I was thinking the same thing.
There's a bunch of tapes of people getting knocked the fuck out on my channel.
Okay.
All right, well, just so you guys know, we're qualified to talk about this because he just wants to. Go ahead and tell him, David. Just because the reason why
I agree.
The reason why he wants people to know what our accolades are because go ahead and tell him, David.
2014 Unified World Muay Thai Champion.
He's been wanting to say that on camera where the world could see it. As you guys know, that's my homie Garrett. He's what? What's your MMA record again?
Undefeated. Let's just leave it there.
Undefeated, and y'all know I kickbox and shit. So, anyways, we're gonna start off with the first fight that we asked. The first fight is Christian De La Roca versus Adam Mistel. I have no clue who either one of these guys are, so we're just gonna move on. All right, so the next fight we got Aljamain Sterling versus Brian Caraway. This is at 135 pounds.
Aljamain's gonna run through Brian Caraway.
The Funk Master versus Mr. Tate.
Brian Caraway's going to get run through by Aljamain. That's just
why though?
He's 12-0. He's 12-0. Brian Caraway, every time he comes against anybody with any little skill in it, like, his best thing in life is that he married a Miesha Tate. That's why he's still in the fucking UFC. Let me just leave it at that.
All right, Brian, I don't agree with him. I do agree that you're going to get beat, but Garrett is just being very disrespectful.
How is that disrespectful?
That's very disrespectful.
Let's see who he's lost to.
But nah, so like, I'm gonna go with Aljamain Sterling because I don't think Brian Caraway's hands are good enough to cause him an issue. And
Brian Caraway has hands.
Brian Caraway has decent hands, bro. He has decent. His hand. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say his hands are better than Caraway, better than Sterling's. I just don't think Sterling's gonna give him an opportunity to use them.
Aljamain, yeah.
I'm going with the Funk Master. Who you going with?
I'm going with Aljamain, yeah, of course.
Funk Master. Who you going with?
I have no opinion.
David has no opinion as they eat up all the pizza.
I'm just here.
Nicole, who are you going with since off camera?
The Funk Master.
The Funk Master.
That's a unanimous decision. Right
We're going with Funk Master. So next one we got. Where's it at? Oh, here it is. We have Eric Koch versus Shane Campbell. I don't know who the fuck Shane Campbell is, but I do know Eric Koch trains with Duke Rufus, Anthony Pettis, and his little brother. He's been on a bit of a skid lately. He just got knocked out by somebody who he wasn't supposed to lose to.
Who, Eric Koch?
Yeah, Eric Koch. But I'm gonna go with Eric Koch. I think he's gonna get off the snide and come up with this.
What camp is Shane Campbell from?
I have no clue. Shane Campbell fights out of Kelowna. I'm assuming that's Hawaii. I think he fights at the same camp as Max Holloway.
I mean,
no, he's at Ontario. No clue. Never heard of him.
Oh, he got beat by Darren. He got knocked out by Darian Cruikshank, man.
Yeah, he got Cruikshank kicked him in the face.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Shane Campbell in this one.
I'm just not a big fan of the Duke Rufus camp. I'm going to go with Shane Campbell.
Why don't you like Duke? I love Duke.
For starters, his previous comments back in the day about Muay Thai, how he said low kicks don't take any skill or talent. But then also just all their fighters.
When the fuck did he say that?
When his older brother fought the Thai guy in the fight that like revolutionized stand-up.
Oh, okay. I do remember that.
But then also even more than that, I don't like the way their guys.
You see, he switched to Muay Thai real quick after that.
I also don't like the way their camp fights, like guys like Anthony Pettis and stuff. How they're like very slow starters. They're just not that great all around. Like they've only won.
Not only that. Look at Anthony Pettis.
It's weird. It's like the same thing. Like Hennon's later on the card. And I'm gonna say the same thing about Hennen Brow, but it's like they just do things, and for some reason, their opponent just like falls right into. It's not even a trap. It's like when Hennen back kicked Eddie Wineland. Like for whatever reason, Eddie Wineland slipped into a back kick. But it's like the same thing with Anthony Pettis. Like people just like move into his kicks and stuff, and it's not like he sets stuff up or he throws them well. with great technique or anything, and he just finishes people. It's weird, and I don't like that.
You don't like it?
Campbell?
All right, so you're going with Shane Campbell?
Shane Campbell.
Shane Campbell. I'm going with Eric Koch. Duke, I have faith in you and them boys over there in Milwaukee. The next fight, we got Jake Collier versus Alberto Uda. Never heard of either one of them.
I've heard of Jake Collier.
This is what do you know about him?
Jake Collier? Not much, but I'm gonna have to go with his opponent though. I'm gonna go with his
Look at the
opponent.
camera,
I apologize.
bro. We're talking to the people.
I know, I'm looking up stats. I'm going to go with his opponent just on the fact that his opponent's undefeated. And Dongi Yang, I can't even pronounce that from when they did the fight night in Korea. It's not even someone on the UFC roster that he lost to. So, I mean, I'm just going to go with his opponent, Keith Barish. That's just obvious right there.
Expert fighter.
Thank you.
All right, so the next fight, we have Abel
My
Trujillo
rival Joe Ray.
versus Cesar Diego Fieta. I'm going to go with Abel Trujillo because he trains out of the Black Zillions in Florida, I believe. And he's like a murderer. Like, he hits people and they go night-night. Or they come out of the ring with, like, big lumps on their head. And if I remember correctly, Diego Fiera got knocked out by, like, a nobody back in... No, I think Eric Koch knocked him out before he got knocked out by Cruikshank. So I'm going with Abel Trujillo. Who you got?
I guess Abel Trujillo. Yeah.
And you see, they don't even pay you guys any attention.
I'm paying attention. I'm just saying I'm
Who
stats
you
with
got?
the fighters.
I don't know either fighter.
You know Abel Trujillo? He fought Roger Bolin, and then they like poked each other in the eye.
Go play with him. Man.
You can go play with the dog. Please walk out of the frame. Thank you. All right. So, next one. We have one former title contender and one who, every time she gets to the number one contendership, she loses. We got Sarah McMahon versus Jessica Ai. Sarah McMahon is the wrestling silver medalist. What year did she go to the Olympics? I think she went to...
2008?
Hey, Rocky. I think she went the same year as Daniel Cormier.
Oh, yeah.
But who you got in this fight?
I mean, Jessica I's punching ears clean off people's heads. And then, I don't know, Sarah McMahon is a monster. I think her only loss is to Ronda, isn't it?
No, she has 3 losses.
No.
Who else she lose to? Let me check that out.
I mean,
She lost to Amanda Nunes her last fight, and she lost to
Emo the
Alicia
dog.
Tate before that. She beat Lauren Murphy and Sheila Gavin.
I mean,
Ronda Rousey
They
kneed her in
both-
the liver and
they
was
both-
like, take that, bitch.
they both had their asses kicked by Misha Tate. So, and, I mean, that's a tough one. I'm gonna go with Sarah McMahon. Just
to stick to the
yeah, I mean, just to stick to the wrestling, just because I feel like the women's division, it's not all there yet, especially the 135-pound weight class. I feel like the 115-pound starting to get it, but the 35-pound doesn't have any okay, we're getting wrestled, let's get back up kind of points. So,
I'm going to go with Jessica Ai because I believe in her punches. She's got really good boxing, and I feel like Sarah McMahon's not going to be ready for that. The problem is, I don't know how good Jessica Ai's takedown defense is because Misha Tate took her down, and Sarah McMahon's a silver medalist. But I have faith in Jessica Ai's hands, so I'm going to go with Jessica Ai. And I think Jessica Ai is going to stop her in the second round with punches.
okay.
I'm going to go with Sarah McMahon on this one. I think Jessica I's striking is too linear. The only person who's ever even heard of angle changes in the women's division are Joanna and Holly Holm.
Like I just said, the 115.
So I think Jessica's going to piece her up, and then Sarah's just going to blast a couple out to her back, punch her in the face.
Alrighty. Next fight, we got Josh Bergman versus Paul Felder at lightweight. Josh Bergman's coming down from 170.
Wait, is Paul Felder the guy with the goofy ass mullet?
Yeah, he's the guy with
Yes.
the Irish Dragon with the little thing on it. He faked the knee to spinning back fist
Yes.
Castillo.
I know you're talking about now, yeah.
I mean, are you guys going to give an opinion of who you
I'm
think?
going to let you go first.
I'm going to go.
Look at the people when you
I'm
talk
looking
shit.
at stats. I'm going to go with Paul Felder on this one just because, Josh Bergman doesn't really have any great stats. The only person he's ever beat of note has been John Fitch, and it's just John Fitch. And,
Oh, he did. He beat John Fitch. He choked him. He put John Fitch to sleep with a guillotine.
But here's the thing. I don't think, Paul Felder's going to, sit there and just shoot on him the whole time. I think he's going to throw hands, and I think he's going to, put Josh, to sleep with them hands, man, this time. So that's all I'm
Paul
going to
Felder, who you got?
I don't have an opinion on this fight. I don't know either one well enough to say anything. Paul Felder's slick, but other than that, I can't comment on anything else going on there.
All right, now, I know actually both these guys pretty well. Josh Berkman used to fight at 70. He fought Hector Lombard. Didn't get knocked out by Lombard, which is a good thing. Problem is, I don't think Paul Felder has the gas tank to go 5 rounds, and Berkman does. But he's fighting in a lower weight class, so
I think he's going to get folded up. I think the
I don't
Irishman's going to
I
fold
don't
up.
think Paul Felder can fold Josh Berkman though.
Really?
If
If Hector Lombard couldn't do it,
is the,
Okay.
the heaviest hand in God below 200 pounds.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna go with Berkman on this one,
Okay.
just because he's coming down, and I feel like he knows this is like his last shot.
Oh, George is on this card? Ooh.
So I'm going with
Masvidal.
Jorge.
I'm going with Josh. You're going with Paul. Who you going with? David doesn't care.
I just don't know, man. I don't know these guys well enough. Why didn't you want to fight talk about like some A-list fighters or something?
Cause that's what
Some
we
people
gotta
like
fight
to give-
about. We gotta
Some
talk about
people
what's
like
on
to
the
give
card.
expert analysis.
Next
on-
week we'll
Hey,
talk about.
some
when
people
that-
like-
Hey, no fighting on cam, please.
Some people like to give my world champion analysis of.
Okay, just had to go there. Next one, we got Jorge Masvidal versus Lorenz Larkin at welterweight. This is gonna be a tough one to pick because like
All right, it's same. Yeah.
Masvidal is so good, man. He's good everywhere. Problem is Lorenz Larkin is just big as shit and strong, and puts people to sleep when he breathes on them.
I'm going with George, man. I feel like it's a toss-up, but I think George is just too well-rounded. For
I mean, yeah, but Lorenz Larkin used to fight at 205, bro.
Oh, he came from Strikeforce?
Came from Strikeforce. Got knocked out by Lawal after Lawal, but Lawal was on steroids and put him to sleep. But he just knocked somebody out. I forget who he knocked out, but I'm gonna go with. You going with Masvidal, man?
it's a toss-up. I'm gonna just go with him.
There's a
Just
lot
from
of
that
toss-up fights here.
It's fight night, man.
I'm going with
It's
Lorenz
fight
Larkin for obvious reasons.
It's not a pay-per-view.
Who are you going with?
The Mack truck, Lorenz Larkin.
Lorenz Larkin. All right.
Okay.
Next fight. Chris Camozzi versus Vitor Miranda. No clue who Vitor Miranda
Yeah,
is.
don't know much about either.
I know Chris Camozzi just broke Joe Riggs' arm with a knee.
Sweet Jesus.
Yeah, it need the crap out of Joe Riggs. It broke his shit all up. I'm going with Chris Camozzi. I'm going to assume they're going with Chris Camozzi because none of us know who Vitor Miranda is.
Yeah.
No clue who that
I mean,
is.
I'm just looking at Vitor Miranda. He hasn't really beat anybody of note. All his wins are just kind of real minor win status fights. So I'm going to go Chris.
Chris Camozzi. I think we're all... the safest bet on this card will be Chris Camozzi because the rest of them, no clue. Next one, Tariq
Tarek Safdie.
there you go. It's Tarek Safdie is fighting Rick Story. I feel like I haven't seen Rick Story in a couple years.
Yeah.
Last time I saw him, he beat Gunnar Nelson.
Yeah.
And that was like 2 years ago.
Did he
Yeah.
beat Hendricks?
That was way back in the day.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, everyone wants to say Rick's story, but I'm definitely going to have to go with Tarek. He's a fresh off a win off of Jake Ellenberger, and I kind of like Jake Ellenberger. I think he's a pretty well-rounded fighter, so...
But Jake Ellenberger is not the same Jake Ellenberger since,
Well,
implemented.
but that's what I'm saying. That he's beaten,
Okay.
but he's beaten a seasoned veteran. Number one, he's fresh off of that beat for a seasoned veteran. And then hold on. Rick Story ain't been in the cage in 2 years, man.
I mean, yeah,
So-
but
Did you see Rick's story back? Is that Rick's story back?
No, this is.
I'm going to go with Tariq Safdie because I
his
feel
last
like
fight was Gardner.
Tariq Safdie has low-key, has a very
He's
good
split
kicking
decision.
game. Like, he can switch both stances. He can fight southpaw. And the thing about him is, whether he's standing orthodox or southpaw, all his techniques looks the same. Like, even with us, if one of us switches southpaw, like, he's southpaw, but if he switches orthodox, he look like a fucking deer. Fresh deer.
It's true.
Tariq Safdie looks like it looks exactly the same. So, I'm going to go with Tariq Safdie. I think he's just going to be able to mix it up a little bit too much for Rick's Story to keep up.
I
Right.
think Rick keeps it on the feet. Weathers and brings it to a decision.
Oh, what is it? You think? If Rick's Story does win, it's going to be an ugly fight.
All right. Big fight. Next one.
Next one. All right. A lot of varying opinions on this one. Renan Morale versus Jeremy Stevens. We're gonna let the world champ take this one first.
I would like to hear
Why am
this.
I taking this one?
Because it's Renan Morale.
This is up your alley.
Jeremy Stevens is the guy from Alliance, right?
Yeah.
That hard-hitting bastard.
He the guy that jump front knee.
Remind you,
What's the name and knocked him out?
he just lost to Max Holloway. So
A decision.
Max Holloway is a monster, man.
Max Holloway is a monster, but so is Renan Morale, man.
This is like I said earlier. I don't think Henan's that great. I think people just move into his shit.
Alright.
Like Eddie Wineland literally was standing still, saw him spin, and slipped into what would have been a body kick. Like it's just like Henan fights very linear. He's not that complex.
gonna
He's
beat
got
the
that
shit out of
Brazilian
Faber.
magic. He's not.
Dude, he fights in a straight line.
He beat the shit out of Faber. That's all I gotta say.
But
I
does
think
Jeremy
Jeremy
Stevens
Stevens-
use angles though?
But he hits so hard.
beat the shit out of Faber. So
I mean, I can see. I see a world where
It's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be a straight-on fight. It's gonna be like a dick slinging contest.
I think in a dick slinging contest, Jeremy Stevens wins that one
I think
That's why I'm gonna
every time.
I'm gonna have to go with Jeremy Stevens on this one.
I
I also don't know.
But you don't know
Has
how.
Henan fought since
no, he's not
The Dillashaw
fought
fight?
since
the Dillashaw Mollywop?
No.
No, he did. He did fight.
No, he hasn't. He has
He
not.
fought-
He has not fought. I'll show you right now.
We're
He
gonna
has not
find out.
fought.
Oh, that's right. He did. He lost.
Yeah, so he hadn't fought since TJ Dillashaw.
Yeah,
back
he
in
won.
2000.
He beat Mitch Gannon before that. That's what it was. That fucked me up. But the thing is,
Didn't he get absolutely slaughtered in the second fight?
Morale.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If he comes back,
he's coming up on another, but he's coming up on a higher weight class too, though.
Yeah, man. I think Jeremy puts him away.
Is this a 143 or 145?
Yeah, this is at 145.
Oh,
I
I
also
thought German
don't
was
think,
coming down.
even if Henan was still the same fighter he was before the fights,
Yeah.
I think Jeremy would beat him. But I don't think he will. He got mollywopped 2 fights in a row. So
He wasn't 2 in a row.
not 2 in a row.
It wasn't
but
2 in a row.
one in
He didn't. I will give
2
you that because
fights,
after the
2
first Dillashaw fight,
There
that
you go.
Mitch Gannon fight, he got a bonus, but he looked like
Plus
shit, and then he got
What's wrong?
destroyed
You
again.
wanna talk?
slaughtered.
You know,
It's
you
bad.
know,
But then he fights too linear.
But
So does
here's
Jeremy. You're right. So does
Jeremy Stevens fights in a line too. The
But,
thing
but
is,
the problem is if they both fight in line, Jeremy wins that.
I don't know about that though, man. Because think about it. Outside of Dillashaw, when have you ever seen Barao get hurt? And Dillashaw uses a
Fighting
lot of
Faber.
angles. Every time somebody stands in front of either one of them, Max Holloway used angles. I just don't see. I don't see how Jeremy
Actually, I
Stevens'
kinda-
offense is diverse enough to beat him.
Can I get mine?
Because Henan's defense isn't that complex.
Can I get mine?
Go ahead.
I'm going with the Brazilian. I'm going with Renan Brown. Like okay, y'all are giving him like y'all raking on him because of TJ, but TJ.
I'm not raking on him. I'm just saying, like,
Look, TJ had a very
impressed with him before.
TJ had a very
Yeah.
I would rather
TJ had a very confrontational fight with your boy Dominic Cruz. You know that could have gone either way. And number 2, it's just like that's TJ. I know Faber's only he's getting to the end of his career too, but I've seen Henan beat the shit out of Faber. He's a very well-rounded fighter, and I feel like Jeremy Stevens is going to be
I don't
very
know if
similar.
he beat the shit out.
I
of him.
also
Even the
don't
shit.
know if he's very well rounded.
Who?
Faber.
All right, whatever.
I mean, he has a good right hand and a good.
He has
kick.
a good overhand. That is where his striking ends.
Okay, but he's well. I'm not
That's a
saying
very good point.
okay, but all I'm saying is he's got a decent grade in each of the 3 realms. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not screwed in any picture. You know what I'm saying? Like he can fight with you at any point. You know what I'm saying?
Who the hell did Jeremy Stevens just knock out? Who was it that he flying? Did he flying Houston?
Not Brandon, the other guy. The guy Brandon beat on the Tough Finale.
Oh shit, Dennis Bermudez.
Dennis Bermudez.
Didn't he get whooped the whole time?
Oh. No, that fight was
Yeah,
back.
Stevens.
What happened was, what's his name again?
Dennis Bermudez.
Bermudez would be teeing off on him, and then
And then Jeremy
he
was
would
like,
hit him, and
Yeah,
he would
'cause
fall
Dennis-
felt like he was dabbing.
That's right. Yeah,
He said,
So you're still going with Jeremy
yeah,
Stevens?
Jeremy's tough as nails, and I think he hits very
All
hard.
right.
Here's the thing: with Renan Morale going up a weight class, I think he's going to be quicker,
I think he's gonna be stronger.
and I think he's going to be stronger. But he's going in there with a motherfucker who does not give a fuck and is going to throw bricks and
Absolute bricks.
And he couldn't take a punch from Dillashaw. Dillashaw's not the heaviest handed nigga in the world.
He's not even
Okay.
in the top 10.
He's not top 15, man. Because he hits people 100. I know if I hit somebody, I don't hit hard. If I hit somebody 100 times, they might not wake up the next day.
I can concur. With that.
I'm going to go with... That's a tough one, man.
See? I wasn't playing
Who
with
you
it.
going with? You going with
Jeremy
Jeremy Stevens?
I'm
Who you
not
going?
Hennon, man. Hennon Brown, man.
I'm confident that Jeremy Stevens pick.
All right.
I think it might look scary for a minute or so. Like, you'll be like, oh man, Jeremy's about to lose. And he's going to, like, clip him.
I'm going to go with Hennon because Jeremy does slow down, and I think at a higher weight class,
Good choice.
Hennon can keep up with pace.
Good choice.
I'm going to go with Hennon. But I'm fully aware that Jeremy Stevens is probably going to catch him with something big and put him away and then do his celebration, which is always hilarious.
All right, Hamne Moye. On to the next one.
Next one. Last fight. Battle of two prospects, which is kind of interesting.
I need that.
Thomas
I want to look at the picture.
Thomas Almeida versus Cody Garbrandt. And this is fucked up on the UFC's part because my boy Aljamain Sterling and Brian Caraway are ranked 5 and 7 respectively, and they're fighting on the Fight Pass prelims.
Yeah.
Cody Garbrandt and Thomas Almeida, who aren't even, I don't think Garbrandt's ranked, are fighting in the main event of the show. If I'm Aljamain Sterling, I'm pissed. And they probably doing this to my mans because of all that noise he was making about his contract and wanting to fight. So, UFC, I see what you guys are doing. It's kind of fucked up, but I do get it.
All right,
So,
who are you going with?
I have no... With that being said, both of these guys are undefeated. I see a world where...
No, not undefeated per se.
They're both undefeated.
Okay, but they're not from only in the amateurs.
Yeah, I'm going to say they're both
they're both
undefeated.
undefeated.
Thomas Almeida's 21-0. He's a Brazilian Cyclone, and Cody Garbrandt is 8-0.
I've only
He
watched
hits like a
Cody
ton of
Garbrandt
bricks.
in detail.
Does it like a ton of bricks.
Cody Garbrandt hits
Moves
like a
pretty
ton of
decently
bricks.
well, but he doesn't take shots well.
Who?
Cody Garbrandt. Who is it that he fought?
No. I think
Who's the guy who always has the scouter on?
Marcus Brimage.
Marcus Brimage. Didn't Cody Garbrandt fight Marcus Brimage?
Yeah, he
in a
knocked-
pretty back and
he
forth
put him
fight.
down.
No, he
No,
knocked his
he
ass
knocked
out.
that.
No, but it was back and forth.
Oh, it was back and
I'm
forth.
pretty
until
sure
he hit it.
Brimage was like hitting him with some good shots.
No, it was back and forth
Yeah.
until he hit that button, and Brimage was like, "Oh no!"
But Brimage has notoriously had like a weak.
Brimage is the equivalent of Krillin.
I'm not gonna agree with that.
I mean, he's the black version of Krillin. I'm sorry, my brother, but you are. You need to like. Granted, you are further along than I am, but I have no doubt in my mind that if we were to ever like stand toe to toe and have a kickboxing match, I'm pretty sure I would take you out, bro.
I think we could beat him in MMA, honestly.
I don't think I could beat him in an MMA fight because
What?
I think he'll fuck me up in an MMA match. I'm
How?
being realistic. But if he stands with me, I'm pretty sure I can put Homeboy to sleep. Outside of that, with this fight, the problem with this fight for Thomas Almeida is going to be his durability. He gets hit a lot, and he gets busted up quick. You can't do that with Cody Garbrandt because you get hurt with Cody Garbrandt, Son's going to finish you.
No.
Because what's his name? Almeida got dropped by Pickett when they fought twice. He got dropped a bunch of times on the regional circuit. He gets dropped and then he gets up and comes back and destroys people. The problem is, I think if he gets dropped one time with Garbrandt, it's gonna be over. And he's very, very hittable. He spends a lot of time in the pocket. His defense gets better with time. He's one of those guys that gotta get hit a few times before he gets your time and the rhythm down. That's gonna be a problem with Garbrandt because he's heavy-handed. Pickett was heavy-handed too, and he was able to deal with that. But if you look at him after that fight, he looked like shit. He looked like he lost that fight. It was a beautiful flying knee, though. So with that being said,
I'm going with Brazilian.
you going Almeida?
Mm-hmm. Try.
I have a sad feeling this is gonna end up being like a draw or something.
I think Almeida's gonna get dropped first, come out, take it to the ground in seconds.
What's Almeida's ground game look like though? I've never seen him take anybody
He
down.
doesn't have much of a ground game.
Maybe he doesn't get taken down. Maybe he gets dropped and ends up in guard. But
All his
I don't
wins
see-
are by like KOs.
Yeah, I've never seen him submit anybody either.
I think is it not like Tominhos, whatever his name is?
Tony Nas, yeah, that's him.
Hasn't he submitted? He's Pretty sure.
He's not. Every time everybody's fought in the UFC, he's knocked them dead. No, Pickett he knocked dead. The other guys he just pounds on a little while. He knocked Pickett dead with that knee. That knee was beautiful. Yeah, the jab to the knee. You're going with Almeida. I think I want to go with Garbrandt because I think if he drops Almeida, it'll be over for Son. I don't think Garbrandt's gonna give him a chance to recover.
This sounds shitty coming from a fighter, but I just can't root for Garbrandt. Like, I hate his look and, like, his persona and such. I'm just going to have to root for Thomas.
Why do you hate it?
Based on sheer looks.
No. You gotta hate it.
Why, though? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
I hate, like, that, like, tatted up, like, tough guy look. It's so dumb to me.
You got Thomas? Well,
I'm not, like, covered. Like, he's, like, covered. Like, neck and everything.
So you don't like Max Holloway?
No, I'm not a big fan of Max Holloway. He's good. I can admit that he's good, but...
Yeah, I got you.
So, I'm going with Garbrandt. Who you got?
I mean, I got Almeida still.
And you're going with
Almeida based strictly off looks.
Alright, so they got Almeida. I got Garbrandt. Let's do a quick recap.
I'm just going Almeida because he's knocked pretty much everybody out he's ever been against.
So it's Garbrandt, though, man.
Seems a little more tried and tested, and even though it was in his amateur career, I've seen things going, like a little haywire for him in the beginning. So, it could go again when you go against someone who's knocked everybody out he's fought so far.
Alright, so they got Almeida. I got Garbrandt. You had Henry Morale, right? You had Henry.
No, I had Jeremy Stevens.
He had Stevens. I had Henry. Man, you had Henry. I had Safadine. You had Story. Who'd you have?
I had Rick Stories. Yeah.
Story.
KO'd everybody.
Exactly.
Correct.
Knocked everybody fucking dead. I don't think anybody's made it to decision with him.
Tim Gordon did.
Never heard of him. But
that's why he's in the past.
That's what's his name wrestles with him. Ricky Lindell.
Oh, okay. I know you're talking about. All right. They got Masvidal. No, he has Masvidal. We got Larkin. I'm picking Berkman. They got Felder. I'm picking Jessica I.
Oh, I picked Sarah McMahon.
He picked Sarah McMahon. He has McMahon. I picked Trujillo just because Cesar Ferrer is probably on his way out the door. I got Eric Koch. You had Shane Campbell. You picked Shane Campbell because you don't like Duke. And
expert fight analysis.
I had Aljamain Sterling, and they got. Did you get Caraway?
No, I took Aljamain Sterling.
I took Sterling. Did you take Caraway?
No.
Nobody likes you, Brian Caraway. That's a joke.
We all like your wife,
he's
though.
dating
Don't
Misha
say
Tate.
that.
Like, that's all.
Why, man?
He's dating Misha Tate. That's the only thing he's got for him. He needs to keep that and just ride the pine all the way with her. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't got nothing in his own.
That's been Fight Talk for this week. Next week, we'll be back. Maybe. Talking about
if there's more high-profile fights, then I'll come back.
UFC 199.
Yeah, that's going to be huge.
True, we'll be back.
We'll be back.
About to break that joint down.
We'll be back next week to discuss UFC 199 and some fighters we probably actually really know about. So see you guys next time. Bye-bye.